Welcome to Antiques Downunder. We're on the search for incredible antiques and collectibles.
From private collections, historic homes, backyard sheds, museums and galleries. We'll be talking to the experts, the custodians and the passionate collectors.
Coming up on Antiques Downunder.
A world of jewellery at Kalmar Antiques.
I go on a grand tour.
I unmask an unusual collection.
And we go from uranium glass to Barsony.
We're here in the magnificent Queen Victoria building, home to one of Sydney's finest antique jewellery dealers, Kalmar Antiques. Damien, it seems appropriate to me that you're here in a Victorian building because a lot of your jewellery is Victorian.
Oh, very much so. And I thought you'd appreciate the Suffragette jewellery. So this was very important from the late 19th century, early 20th century to give women the right to vote. Now, their jewellery is always symbolised by the colours of green, white and violet. And many years ago, people thought it represented for give women the vote, but since that's been proven untrue. But as you can see, the colours are really vibrant, very strong, and it's a way a woman could protest silently while still making a very strong statement.
So what are the gemstones?
So here we have peridot pearl and tourmaline for the green, white and violet. This particular piece is actually one of the finest that we have ever had. So not only is it a very grand necklace, but this section here will detach and becomes as a brooch, or it becomes as a pendant, or you can wear that without the bottom section. And this was also made in 15 karat gold, which they no longer use today. So it really is a very, very special piece.
And do you ever come across Suffragette jewellery that's Australian?
This particular piece we do believe is Australian by the way it has been stamped and also the carat of gold.
Damien, the Victorians were very sentimental folk, weren't they?
Oh, they were. It was a beautiful romantic era. And in this necklace here, we've got a beautiful necklace that's all beautifully detailed. And at the bottom, there is a key and a heart, and you put those together and it represents key to my heart.
Is there a hidden locket somewhere?
There is. So traditionally, it's not uncommon to have a locket in the reverse. However, the exciting thing about this is at the bottom of the very small heart has a secret locket inside there as well.
What are the stones?
So here we have turquoise, prehnite and garnet.
Now this piece is absolutely sensational. It's the snake.
It is. Now, so many people often look at snake jewellery or serpent jewellery as being somewhat morbid or not very attractive to look at. But since Egyptian times all the way through George and definitely through the Victorian, it was such a powerful motif to use in jewellery. Queen Victoria was actually presented a serpent ring from Prince Albert as her engagement ring, so she made that very, very popular again. And this particular piece was made in the 1870s, just when it had a massive revival from Queen Victoria.
The thing I love about this particular one is this snake has got teeth.
It is. It is a very, very menacing look. The detail in it is absolutely extraordinary. Considering, again, this was made in the 1870s. Again, it has a locket on the reverse. We have all of the antique cut diamonds, or the rose cuts, the mine cut diamonds, which are cuts of diamonds no longer cut today. All on the cabochon garnet top with a beautifully, beautifully detailed head.
And of course later popularised by designers like Cartier, Boucheron, Bulgari. Now, Damien, we've moved into my era, Art Deco. Oh, look, it fits. There we are.
So to me, this shows the real beauty of the Art Deco period. Often you'll get a shape in a shape, a round stone, square setting. You can see with all these stones here, with the emerald being the star of the show in a beautiful platinum setting, and very typical of the 1930s when this one was made.
Yes, so we've come out of Art Nouveau, which was all sinuous with beautiful tendrils. It was organic, and now we've gone hard edge geometrics. And this one?
This is a gorgeous ring. So this was made in France about 10 years later, coming into the 1940s period, just before the advent of the retro period, which was a little bit more bulky. So here you have a very fine work with a bit more solidness in the centre. But again, this is made in platinum, which shows how beautiful platinum is. They can do that fine work, retain all the strength, set all the jewellery in such a beautiful design.
And of course, we top it off with the bracelet.
Look, to me, this is the epitome of the Art Deco period. The design is nothing short of exquisite. Again, it is all entirely handmade in platinum. Pierce working, which is absolutely the finest detail, but again, strong enough to hold the whole piece together that you could not achieve with handmade jewellery in white gold.
It's so beautiful, but it's a little bit big. You remodel, don't you?
We do. We're lucky we employ some wonderful master jewellers as well as having valuers and gemologists on site, so we can look after you.
It's a little time capsule.
It truly is a way you can hold a piece of history in your hand.
This is a tricky one. I'm with Max. Now, Max, what is it?
Well, I'm not really 100% sure, but could it be a back scratcher? And this part here would be possibly an oil, like a soap oil that you pours over you, and then you, lubrication, and you keep scratching yourself, and voila, you are clean. And feel good too.
Okay, so Max thinks it's a back scratcher with a bit of lubricating oil at the end. I found the lovely Tegan, who's going to give us an idea of what is it, Tegan? Here you are.
Thank you. It's unusual. I'm not really sure at all. I would say my best guess would be like an inkwell or something to do with stationery.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. And whose hand do you think this is?
Is it a kangaroo's?
Yeah, it looks like Skippy, doesn't it?
It does.
So, from Tegan, a very unusual stationery item. Now I have Annie to give it a go and guess. Annie, what is it?
Well, looks like part of a kangaroo, actually, doesn't it?
Skippy?
Yes. Rather grotesque, but very, very well handled. I wonder if you light it and then sort of waft it around the room to get rid of nasty smells.
Oh, kangaroo smells?
Perhaps, perhaps.
So we have Skippy here being waved around the room to get rid of the wafty bad smells. Is that about it?
I think so. I think so.
Do you want to guess the mystery object? Head to our Facebook and Instagram pages to enter. Today I'm going to meet collector extraordinaire Phillip Wilson, and Phillip collects items from the Grand Tour. We're in his magnificent home. Phillip, how are you today?
Morning, Greg.
Phillip, you've got some stunning clocks and bronzes in your collection. What can you tell us about this one here?
So this one is by Honor Pons. He was clockmaker to Napoleon. And this one features a Turkish lady reclining on an empire cushion, in the bottom with pagodas and phoenixes. And then beside it, we have a pair of Campania urns from the First Empire period in mercury gilding, along with a pair of First Empire candlesticks with claw feet.
They're gorgeous, aren't they, the claw feet, the Empire candles?
I love anything with a claw foot. There's quite a lot in my collection.
There is, isn't there?
Yes.
Now let's see what else you've got in the collection, shall we? Now, Phillip, you've got some incredible pieces here on this beautiful table. Once again, lots of bronzes. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, so these are a pair of 19th century bronzes in the Grand Tour taste, with a pair of sphinxes reclining and another one tilted to the left. But the centrepiece is another clock by Honor Pons,
Right.
which is of Spartacus breaking free from his chains. So I found that one in the markets in Nice and carried back as hand luggage.
As hand luggage? What did they say when it went through X-ray?
Well, it was mainly coming through Dubai that they wanted to unwrap it and see exactly what it was.
It's the story of collecting, isn't it?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
And then another couple of pairs of footed candlesticks from the First Empire.
Yeah. Philip, tell us about these magnificent pieces.
So these ones have been converted to electricity. They're Spanish colonial in turned walnut and bronze.
Beautiful, aren't they? Yeah. Philip, all these beautiful items are sitting on this magnificent piece of furniture with the beautiful swans.
So this is a First Empire piece, also with the carved swans, which were a favourite of Marie Antoinette.
Where did you find this one?
Good question.
Now, Philip, you've told us a little bit about this beautiful piece of furniture. What other lovely pieces have you managed to collect over the years?
There's quite a few pieces, really. There's the pair of Chinese Chippendale tables, which also convert into a dining table. And then the Russian Empire consoles and side tables.
That's a magnificent collection you've collected over the years. You've been upgrading all the time?
Always. Yeah, it's a constant upgrade.
It is, and sneaking things in without the partner knowing.
Absolutely.
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Although he knows when I start rearranging things that there's something new coming in.
Yeah, but that's being a collector.
Exactly.
Philip, we're in this beautiful duck egg blue study of yours, and you've got more special items in here. Tell us about them.
So this one's a First Empire encrier or inkwell with scroll feet and fruit in the middle with satyr heads, and then the gilt pounce pots and inkwell.
And this quill, do you sign your letters with this?
Of course, doesn't everybody? But then this piece, the shepherd with his sheep, is one of the first pieces I ever bought.
Right.
So that's been with me a long time. Yep. But I keep looking for the signature, but it hasn't appeared.
Oh.
But he is drawing the head of the sheep in the rock.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
And then this one is a Russian borzoi, which is signed from around 1815. So then the Roman emperors in bronze as well, and the little clock featuring Maria Therese.
Beautiful. Well, Philip, it's been an absolute pleasure to come into your home today.
Hoo-hoo-hoo. Art Deco Carlton ware.
Well, Claudia, look what I found. A lemonade set from my childhood and a gumball machine.
Oh, this is one incredible private collection.
It sure is. Let's find Anthony. Anthony, I'm in this lovely corner of green glass, but there's some special green glass here, isn't there? Uranium glass.
There is. I've got quite a bit of uranium glass, as you can see, from pretty much all over the world.
Now, Anthony, the history of uranium glass. Whitefriars were the very first to use uranium, weren't they?
They were.
And why did they use uranium?
It was to make the glass a lot clearer, the colour to come out in the glass, the green. Yeah, that's why they done it.
So the glow was an after effect.
The glow was an after effect, yeah.
And then they developed it into every household items, didn't they?
They did, everything.
And all these people virtually copied the English. And then up until the war, the production ceased a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, then it came back big in about the 1970s. You had some companies like this one here. This is from Finland. Yeah, 1970s. Look at the uranium glow content in there. I think the American one here might be a bit...
stronger in uranium?
Stronger in uranium and a bit newer. I think it might be about from the 1970s. This piece here is from Germany. It's Walther & Sohn. Beautiful glow on that one as well. And this one is Badgley in England. And this one here is an Australian coffee jar, Bushells Coffee, that they released in the 1930s. So that's how you got your coffee in the 30s.
Well, we all got our coffee, tea, bonnets, whatever, in jars and tins, didn't we?
That's correct.
I can remember those days quite well.
It's getting so popular now, especially you go to an antique fair and that's what everyone's after. It's red hot at the moment, uranium. Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful colour.
It is.
And green's my favourite colour.
Yeah.
Now, I think we'll let you go over and have a talk to Claudia. Claudia's got something really interesting she's dying to talk to you about she's found in your collection.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anthony, you've got a lovely collection of Barsony and Barsony-like black ladies here.
I have, Claudia. The back three here are all Barsony. This one here we believe to be English. This one I've just purchased and not really sure of its origin yet. I need to really investigate. Same as this one here. This one's definitely Barsony, and this one here is Italian.
Yeah, Barsony in the 1950s and 60s was a very big ceramic company in Australia.
It was. George Barsony, as a migrant, came to Australia in 1949, met his wife Jean, and they set up Barsony Ceramics in Sydney. So they set up shop originally at their house. They were making lamps in their kitchen. So George would make the base and his wife Jean would make the shades. And Jean also assisted with hand painting a lot of the lamps.
Yeah, it's lovely to hear stories of her working at the kitchen table with the children around them.
You do.
It's this real a family business that made good.
And thrived.
This is a little Barsony.
It is.
And Barsonis we can identify generally by markings. Not everything's marked, but here we have an F4, and the F is for figure and the 4 is the mould number.
Yeah.
You're usually looking for an F for figure or an H for head or an L for lamp, followed by this mould number. They also had a little sticker on the bottom, Silver Cloud or Venice.
Yep.
But ones like our Italian friend here, they're not trying to be Barsony.
No, they're not. Not at all.
So this one here, she needs a lampshade.
She needs a shade, yeah. So she has a much taller, longer shade. They're quite hard to get. You can get them made, which they'll be new, but to get an original one, I think is always a lot better. But it's finding that shade, because the shade was the first thing to get damaged a lot of the time. A lot of them are damaged because some of the lamps had ashtrays attached to them, and they were smoke damaged, or even some of them may have even caught alight.
Yes, so there are a lot of lookalikes. Made in Japan, in England. This one here, which is the unknown, has little earrings, but as does our original here and here.
Yep.
So would you call it copying? Would you call it morphic resonance? So something's happening in the world at the same time?
Well, that's it. I think what's in vogue at the time, people were copying, I suppose. Yeah, it's like everything, even today.
Michael Esson is an artist who's always had a fascination with skulls and skeletons. Michael, what is it that captivates you about these masks?
I think as a child I had this fascination, which I'm Scottish after all. I mean, I used to sort of travel in the graveyards in the north of Scotland, and strangely enough there's a great many of these skulls and skeletons carved into the stones. There was also a fascination of the physical aspect of the skull, the anatomy of the human body as well.
Oh, Michael, this is spectacular. Where are these from?
Mostly these are from Himalayas, from Tibet, Bhutan, and the northern part of India, an area called Arunachal Pradesh.
And so these are used in a ceremonial dance?
Yes, they're used in various dances, the Siti Pati, which are the male and female protectors of the funerary pyre.
And how do you tell the difference between the male and female? Because to my eye, I can't really tell.
Generally speaking, I think it's the size of the mask, one compared to the other. This pair that I have from Tibet are very interesting because in one of the forms, the teeth are very square, whereas in the other form, the teeth are very rounded. And one would normally think that the female had the softer, rounded form, but in fact, that's in the larger mask.
So how old do you think these are?
Mostly they're 19th century. There's a couple that are probably earlier 18th century pieces, I think. It's the various stylizations of the skull and skeleton that primarily interest me. And even the very subtle things that exist, the shape of the teeth, how much the smile, the idea of farce and fear comes into it. For example, this mask, the direction of the teeth is quite sinister, but I would suggest also the very prominent head here and the overhang almost becomes like a scowl. And it's that, I think, that gives it a sinister sort of quality to it, whereas some of the other masks, the eye sockets are very open And it's almost a frightened look, if you like, compared to the more sinister quality of something like this. He's probably one of the weirdest ones I have, I suppose, in the collection.
You also have a collection of Mexican masks, which most people would think of the Day of the Dead. Is that what they're for?
Some of the masks certainly are used for the Day of the Dead ceremonies, but there's other moral plays teaching the tribal people religious aspects of Catholicism particularly. They've got good and evil. One of the festivals is called the Three Powers. So you've got good fighting against the devil and death. And the other one is called the Seven Deadly Sins. It's an educational process. These plays, these moral plays, and these skeleton masks, or calavera masks as they're referred to in Mexico, are used for that.
This one's a Mexican piece. How old is that?
This one is actually relatively young in a sense, because the form that we have here is a football. Oh, really? So it dates probably from the 1970s, although the mask itself is probably much earlier, because these masks have been painted and repainted over various festivals.
Well, I love these little ones. What are they?
These are pre-1940s German Punch and Judy ghost puppets.
Oh, really?
They're quite extraordinary. They're part of the set, Punch and Judy. The Punch, the Judy, the baby, the policeman, the crocodile, and there's always the ghost.
Or the skeleton.
The skeleton, yeah. I love the idea that the stylization of these is very similar in character to many of the Mexican masks that I collect.
Michael, so looking at this whole collection, we talked a lot about cemeteries and funeral pyres, but it really is a celebration of life.
Absolutely. I mean, it really deals with the cycle of life. And in fact, it's really the affirmation of life.
I'm with Christopher Hughes from the Antique Guild, and Christopher has provided What Is It item for this week's show. Christopher, what can you tell us about this exquisite item?
Well, this is a very rare thing, so I won't be surprised if no one guesses what it is. This is Spanish silver, which Spanish silver is a rarity in and of itself. This item has particular interest to gents. It is actually a sponge box. So within this hinged box, there would have been a sponge that a gent would take out wet and apply to soap to shave. It needed to be pierced so that moisture could escape and the sponge didn't rot.
We very rarely see Spanish silver in this country. Thank you very much for providing this item for Antiques Down Under. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now that was tricky. Did you get it right? Don't forget, you can guess this week's What Is It by heading to our Facebook and Instagram pages. Next time on Antiques Down Under, I'm on the scent of perfume bottles.
Buckle up for the world's largest collection of antique shoe buckles.
Gregory visits a museum dedicated to man's best friend.
And Lee explores the world of miniatures.
We've been into the vault of Kalmar Antiques.
Find out where we travel next time on Antiques Down Under.
Missed an episode of Antiques Down Under? Check us out on 9 Now.